Her smile was wide, too wide for the moment she chose to strike. It was my retirement party. The room was full of coworkers, friends, and people who thought they knew me. "Let's make this night memorable," she said, holding up the divorce papers like a prize. Her children cheered. Mine looked down. I did not react. I simply took the pen, signed the papers, and leaned in to whisper, "You have no idea what you just did." She smiled with confidence. She believed she had won. She did not realize she had just set me free. I married Claire at 58. I thought I was older, wiser, and less easily fooled. That was my mistake. She entered my life like warm sunlight after a long winter, with a soft voice and gentle hands. She laughed at my jokes, even the old ones I had told too many times. Her children were polite at first, cautious but respectful. I fed them, clothed them, paid for their schooling, their activities, and their wants. For the first year, they called me uncle. By the second year, they called me dad. For a time, it felt like I had rebuilt a family. Maybe that is why the betrayal hurt so deeply. Not because the marriage ended, but because I allowed myself to believe I truly belonged. It all began with a quiet feeling that something was wrong. Her late nights, her sudden interest in working out, and her phone always placed face down. All of it felt wrong. But the moment everything truly fell apart was painfully simple. She came home one night wearing a watch she had told me she could not afford. A week later, I saw the same watch, the same small scratch on its edge, in a photo on her son's Instagram. The picture was taken in a hotel room. A hotel room I had paid for using a company discount she did not know I could track. The caption said, *family vacation. Mom and Uncle Darren treating us right. Uncle Darren. The family friend. Her ex-boyfriend. I did not cry. I did not yell. I did not confront her. My heart went cold, and my mind became clear. Pain turned into planning. The first step was silence. People underestimate silence. They think silence means weakness or defeat. But silence is preparation. I copied every financial document she left around. I tracked every transaction from our shared accounts. I took photos, screenshots, and saved dates and times. I met with my lawyer quietly, calmly, and efficiently. While she stayed late at work, I worked smarter. I legally moved my assets into a trust she could not access. I removed her from my estate plan. I locked her out of my retirement funds once the divorce would be final. Every step was fully legal and followed the prenuptial agreement she had once laughed at and dismissed. She forgot that I had built my career on spotting patterns, finding problems, and planning for every possible outcome. She married a man who had spent 30 years outsmarting corporate thieves, and then she chose to steal from him. I almost felt sorry for her. Almost. So when she stood at my retirement party, my moment, and threw her betrayal at me like confetti, I played along. I acted shocked, broken, and humiliated. People felt sorry for her and felt sorry for me. They whispered about how cruel it was for a man to be left at 61. What no one knew was that my lawyer had filed the divorce papers an hour before the party. What no one knew was that the prenuptial agreement she ignored protected everything I owned. Everything except the house her children loved so much. And what no one knew was that she had broken the infidelity clause. It was documented, time-stamped, and undeniable, which meant she was entitled to nothing, not even alimony. 3 months later, the court agreed. Watching her face when the judge said, Mrs. Daniels, you will receive none of the marital assets, felt like a cinematic moment. Her children looked at me as if I had betrayed them, but I had fed them, supported them, and given them a home, and they still cheered for her betrayal. They were never truly mine to lose. She stopped me outside the courthouse, mascara running, her voice shaking. You ruined me, she said. No, I replied calmly. You ruined yourself. I simply stopped paying for it. Her son stepped toward me, angry and trying to look tough. But when security adjusted their position, he backed away. Claire's hands trembled as she begged, Please, we can fix this. I moved closer, close enough for her to hear me, but far enough for her children to see. Do you remember the night you handed me the divorce papers at my party? I asked. She swallowed hard. Yes. You thought you were ending my life. I smiled, a small, cold smile. But all you really did was free me from yours. Then I walked away. No looking back. No guilt. No hesitation. That night, I sat alone in my quiet house, my house, and felt something I had not felt in years. Peace. Not because I won, but because I survived with my dignity intact. As I poured myself a drink, I whispered the same words again, this time to no one at all. You had no idea what you just did. And finally, neither did I.